when my brother and his wife Amanda had just gotten married. My mom, Amanda, and I Saturday down for tea together. My mom wanted us to get closer, but Amanda said something surprising right away. Just because I'm the eldest son's wife doesn't mean I plan to get along well with you, Nicole. I want to keep a proper distance. I remember being shocked by how bold she was to say that out loud. While it's true that keeping boundaries is important, I couldn't believe her attitude. My man, trying to stay positive, smiled and said she must still be feeling tense, but I could tell she felt a little sad. My name is Nicole, and I'm a 33-year-old office worker. I've been living with my mom ever since my dad passed away from an illness 10 years ago. My brothers have their own families now, but I'm single. It's not that I don't want to get married, I just enjoy my job and am happy with my current life. One evening, my phone rang, and I saw my sister-in-law Amanda's name on the screen. She had just given birth to her first child, so it was unusual for her to call me. When I picked up, she said bluntly, "It's been a while, Nicole. I gave birth recently, but I haven't heard anything from you." I was taken aback. Normally, someone would start by expecting congratulations, but Amanda went straight into scolding me. She hasn't changed one bit, I thought. Amanda and I are the same age, and she's been married to my brother for 7 years. My brother adores her, but I've never really liked her. She has a habit of making sarcastic remarks and speaking in a nagging way though. Oddly, she never acts like that toward my brother. Trying to stay calm, I replied, "Amanda, it's been a while. I should have reached out sooner. Congratulations on your baby." The truth was, I had been busy with work and thought Amanda would be overwhelmed as a new mom, so I didn't want to bother her. Clearly, she didn't see it that way. With Amanda, I've learned it's better not to say things like that out loud. Once, I had apologized to Amanda for something and mentioned work as an excuse. Her response was frustrating. "Are you trying to show off how busy you are? Just because I only work part-time doesn't mean you need to brag." I had no intention of showing off. I had genuinely apologized, but she snorted and said, "Well, whatever. You should come see the baby soon. She's a cute little girl. Since you're enjoying your single life and working hard, I'm expecting a nice baby shower gift from you." So that's her real purpose, I thought, feeling disheartened. Of course, my niece's birth is something to celebrate, and I do think she's adorable, but Amanda's unnecessary remarks made it hard for me to genuinely share my happiness. I just wished she'd let me offer my congratulations on my own terms. I replied, "All right, I'll come visit with my mom on a day that works for you." But Amanda immediately said, "Oh, please don't bring your mom. I'm not good with her. Besides, she already met the baby when we left the maternity ward, and we got the congratulatory money from her." Her attitude irritated me. It felt like she was saying the only reason to see my mom was to get a celebratory gift, and honestly, is it fair for me to hear how difficult my mother-in-law was? I sighed and said, "Okay, I understand. Let me know a convenient day. Sorry, but I need to go now. It's my dinner break." Amanda's insensitive remarks were nothing new, but I didn't want to keep feeling uncomfortable, so I kept it casual and hung up. I felt uneasy as I walked downstairs, still scowling. My mom was making dinner and tilted her head when she saw me. I thanked her for the meal and told her about my conversation with Amanda. I was so upset that I needed to vent to my mom. "That's too bad, but there will be plenty of chances to see the baby," my mom said casually, not seeming bothered by Amanda's words. "But it's been a while since Amanda married my brother, and her attitude just feels too much sometimes." "I'm glad you're angry for me," my mom said with a smile. "Either way, I couldn't give this to you the other day because I wasn't ready, but could you take it with you now?" Even after hearing my complaints, my mom still wanted to give an extra gift. I smiled sadly at the wrapped present. "Ma'am, you're really too kind." "All right, I'll make sure to give it. It's for the baby, after all," I said. My mom nodded with a smile. Even though Amanda could be difficult, I decided to focus on the fact that this was for my adorable niece. On the day I went to Amanda's house, I bumped into my younger brother's wife, Emily, on the way. Emily had been invited to She married my brother 4 years ago, and after quickly getting pregnant, she gave birth, and now she's expecting their second child. I have to admit, Emily is much more cheerful and honest than Amanda. She gets along well with my mom and me. When we arrived at Amanda's house, she greeted us in an unusually good mood and led us to the living room where the baby was sleeping in her crib. Seeing the baby's innocent sleeping face made me feel better. We left quietly so we wouldn't wake her and sat her down on the sofa. After Emily gave her gift, it was my turn. I handed over some blankets, toys, and a baby outfit my mom had made. Amanda unwrapped the clothes, and when she saw them, she let out a big sigh. Handmade, that's worse than trash. Why would she give us such a cheap-looking gift? The other things are much better. I'm so disappointed in her. She carelessly threw the handmade clothes on the floor, but my other sister-in-law quickly picked them up. That's so terrible, my sister-in-law said. Our mother-in-law had taken her time making the clothes, wrapping them up so neatly. If you don't want them, I can't take them. She laughed in a dismissive way. Really, if you want them that badly, go ahead, she said, her tone clearly condescending. If you think they're worth keeping, please do. I'm sure my mom would be happy to. At my words, my other sister-in-law's face lit up. I'm so happy. These are like high-end brand clothes. When the baby is born, I'll dress her in these. I can't wait. Her innocent joy was somehow comforting. I thought to myself, if my mother were here, she'd probably say the same thing. Amanda, though, seemed confused. Wait, what do you mean by high-end brand? After my siblings moved out, my mom started selling her handmade crafts online, using her sewing skills and other hobbies. Over time, her work became known for its high quality, and the handmade items became rare and valuable. She even started getting collaboration requests from luxury brands. Amanda had no idea about this because she didn't pay much attention to me or my mom. My brother might have known, but maybe he didn't see the need to mention it. After I explained, Amanda said, I never heard about that. Wait, that changes things. Give it back. She tried to grab the clothes from my other sister-in-law, but I quickly stepped in and sat her between them to keep things calm. What would you do if something happened to Emily and her unborn baby? I said sharply, and it seemed to hit a nerve. Her face turned red, and she started venting, like steam from a kettle. No one would think clothes made by my mother-in-law as a hobby could be high-end. It's like a trick or so sly. She kept going. Nicole gets to keep doing what she loves, even though we're the same age, and it's not fair. She continued, ignoring me as the older sister-in-law. Emily had a baby right away, and now she's expecting her second. It's so sneaky. Her rant didn't really have much to do with the situation. It was mostly her jealousy toward me and Emily. I finally understood why she was always so harsh toward my family, except for my brother. After she got married, Amanda quit the job she loved and switched to part-time work to focus on housework and trying to have kids. She might have resented me for being able to work, and Emily for getting pregnant so quickly. But none of that gave her the right to say whatever she wanted or destroy someone's heartfelt gift, whether it was high-end or not. Amanda's emotions exploded, and she started crying loudly, which made the baby cry too. As Emily tried to comfort the baby, Amanda yelled, "Stay away from my child." Emily and I didn't know what to do when my brother came home from work. He saw his wife and the baby crying in this strange situation, and his face twisted in confusion. "What happened?" he asked. I explained what had happened, and while he picked up the crying baby to try to calm her, he apologized to both Emily and me. "I'm sorry, Amanda is probably a bit overwhelmed with being a first-time mom," he said. "Emily, I'm sorry to trouble you while you're pregnant. Are you okay?" His concern for Emily seemed to upset Amanda even more, and she yelled, "Don't flirt with someone else's husband when you're pregnant." My brother told her to stop, but she just whimpered and started crying again. "I'll handle it. You two don't worry. Just go home. I'm really sorry things turned out like this, even though Amanda invited you over," my brother said, looking apologetic. We left their house, and outside, the sun was starting to set. It was getting dark. I wonder if Amanda will be all right, I said. I understand how she feels. I was really stressed when I was pregnant with my first. It's mentally tough, Emily replied. On the way home, even though Amanda had been rude, I still worried about her. Mom and Emily are such kind-hearted people, I thought. At least it doesn't seem like she was hurt by the harsh words. That makes me feel a little better. Don't worry, your brother's there. Everything will be fine, I said, trying to cheer Emily up. A smile finally returned to her face. A few hours later, after dinner, I went to my room and picked up my phone. I saw I had multiple missed calls from Amanda. Yikes, I thought. I had a bad feeling, and I hesitated to answer. My phone vibrated again, and her name appeared on the screen. I wanted to turn it off, but I knew I had to deal with the situation. I answered the call. Why didn't you answer sooner? Amanda snapped. I was having dinner, I replied calmly. What's my brother doing? He's in the bath, I said. Amanda probably wanted to complain while my brother wasn't around since he takes long baths. I figured she was upset about something, so I asked, what can I do for you? Send another set of baby clothes, she demanded. I couldn't help but blurt out, what? Are the homemade clothes worse than trash? Stop nagging, it's a high-end brand, right? I want to brag about it on SMS. Ask her mom to make another one. I sighed, tired of her ridiculous request. It was more absurd than usual. I wasn't expecting an apology, but this was too much. As I was trying to figure out what to say, she got even more aggressive. What's with the sigh? Emily says I've already gotten mine. Everyone else has one too. From her tone, I could tell she had already called my other sister-in-law and tried to claim the clothes as her own. Not realizing how absurd she sounded, I couldn't help but laugh. Shame on you, Amanda, I said, still laughing, throwing my mother's heartfelt gift on the floor, calling it worse than trash, and then changing your attitude when you find out it's a high-end brand. Aren't you embarrassed as an adult? If you really want it, apologize to my mother and ask her yourself. I had never been harsh with Amanda before, always trying to be considerate for my mother and brother, but I reached my limit. My mother knew everything about giving the baby clothes to Emily, and I didn't like that Amanda thought she could just ask me for them. She should be the one to apologize, not me. So you're saying all those mean things because it's about my child? Amanda's voice shook, and I could tell she was upset. It has nothing to do with that, I denied. There was silence for a moment before I heard her sobbing on the other end of the line. Everyone's so cold, she cried. I finally gave birth to a baby, and nobody's pampering me. Emily blocked me. You're ridiculing me, and my husband won't even take my side. In the end, only David's on my side. I was shocked. I had no idea who David was, and I couldn't believe that even Emily had blocked her. It seemed like Amanda had said something terrible to her on the phone. Who's David? I asked. At my question, Amanda gasped, realizing she had said something she shouldn't have. She started to panic, and as I waited for her to explain, I heard my brother's voice asking, "What's going on?" He must have just gotten out of the bath. Amanda was startled, and she quickly said, No. David is just an online friend. You're misunderstanding things." I wasn't sure what the misunderstanding was, but my sister-in-law was clearly trying to cover up something. Then I heard my brother's voice as he took the phone from her. "You're talking to Nicole." "Sorry, Nicole, but I need to talk to her for a moment." His voice sounded angrier than usual. I agreed and hung up. I had a feeling things were about to get worse. Later, my brother came over to our house and told us he was getting a divorce. First, he apologized for how his wife treated our mother's handmade clothes, calling them trash. Amanda had felt insulted by receiving those gifts, which was ironic because she often looked down on Emily, my mother, and me. After the phone call, my brother confronted Amanda about the mysterious David. While my brother was busy with work, Amanda had met David online and eventually cheated on him in person. She admitted everything and tried to justify it by saying it was a mistake caused by loneliness. But that excuse didn't make sense. I knew my brother had been trying to adjust his work schedule to spend more time with the family. So hearing this was heartbreaking. Even my usually calm mother was angry with Amanda. They decided to do a DNA test on the baby, just in case. I never imagined that a simple visit to deliver baby clothes would lead to all this. In the end, the DNA test showed that the baby wasn't my brother's. He received a large amount of compensation from Amanda and her lover, and their divorce was finalized. Amanda's lover also left her, and now she is likely going to have to work hard to support herself. I'm relieved that the baby will be raised by its sensible grandparents, not Amanda. 3 years have passed, and my mother's handmade clothes and accessories are still loved by many. Emily and I are, of course, big fans. I got married last year and am now pregnant, and my mother is already excitedly planning the baby's clothes. My brother, who was hurt by what happened with Amanda, recently found a new girlfriend. I truly hope he finds happiness this time.